Yes, it says we are in PC Building Simulator, but that's because that is what I just finished setting up. I play PC Building Simulator, and I kind of like broadcasting it so people can kind of see, hey, he's skilled in building computers. Yeah, because I have a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Information Systems. But this video is more to teach you how to set up your scenes in XSplit. Because I got a little buddy who he plays Among Us, and I'm going to send him my little character that I had built. In fact, the little characters I'm going to be sending to him, I'm actually going to have written below in the description. So please, as a thank you, give a thumbs up for that, or just don't say nothing. But we're going to be building my Among Us layout for when I play Among Us. And this consists of primarily 3 different things that I put on my screen. So we're going to get started here. I have to first off erase the current project, but I'm going to leave my camera active. So first off, have your camera set up. You should already have a camera set up. If you don't, then get it set up. You should know how by just simply hitting the scene and stuff. Let me bring my scene down to the bottom so that when I bring up the second scene here, we can get to that, working on that. Alright, so first off, we have first off, save whatever scene you already have pre-produced. Okay, if you have a scene already up and running, which this is my scene, go to File, Save Presentation, and save it wherever you have. And that's this one here. So let's get to building. First off, let's well, actually, you don't even see what I see. There we go. So now you see we got infinite pictures and stuff. First thing to do, go to File and save your presentation. So save it as whatever you call it, and then we're going to start building our Among Us scene. Okay. So for Among Us, I still keep the default background being the infinite display here. Next up, we're going to go and edit the I'm going to get rid of this little background I have here for me, which is the desktop, because that's not needed for what we're going to do. We're going to keep this scene though. What we're going to be adding is my little space guy, which comes in 2 parts. Okay, so first off, we go to my media files, and then we go to my pictures. Alright, my streaming overlays. We're going to add the back of the figure. Okay, so this is the back part of my figure that I made. Alright. Now why do we have this back side? It's more because of it's going to be the back of the figure, honestly. Make sure your camera stays on top, and what we're going to do, we're going to put it so that only my head appears inside this figure, okay? So we have to pretty much get rid of the, make sure that the borders are set right. So we go to Layout and have this kind of sitting to the side. We got to pretty much get rid of my shoulders and stuff. We only want it so that there's enough space for my head. So get this scaled down to where it only fits inside the head. So I scale the left, cropping. Honestly, you don't have to worry too much about the left side, because the next piece will actually pretty much cover it. So we're right at the border there, so we go to the right side and do some cropping. Now the right side, you kind of have to make sure you're scaled all the way down until you're to the body here. Otherwise, if you do the cropping for the top, for the opening on the bottom, then you don't really have to worry about that. So if I crop up, so as you pretty much see, we got my head, so we'll put it right about there. We'll probably take a few off. There we go, and then we can kind of make that right side, make it so I can move some. Probably right about there. So now we got enough space for me to kind of partially move around. Next up, we have to add my next layer of this guy. So we add the add another source, which is the top layer of this guy, and he's going to be the very top. Go to my media files, and this is the front. I hit open, And now as you see, this guy's got a transparent glass looking screen here. So if I put that down here, well, we got to also make sure they're scaled to the same. So make sure the bottom locks up together, and then make sure you scale them to be a match. So now it looks like I'm inside the figure. So it's kind of a nice little funny thing I figured out. Like, let's make this for playing Among Us, and now it looks like I'm the imposter now. So yeah, if you want, you could take this, open Krita, which is a nice software, and just repaint. Do like a new paint job on this guy. Like, just repaint him. It's a nice. I mean, just paint it to the color you like. I kind of like the blue guy. Honestly, I kind of like teal a little more, but it's fine. Just make it to where like you can move around, make it so it kind of matches your head. It's just to show your face while you're playing. If you need to, go ahead and resize both of them like a little bit. So say I don't like the size, I can click on him. I think I can click on the top 3 things, then they might all zoom to get like resized together. Nope, apparently not. So apparently, I guess, click your lowermost layer, give it the size you need, then click your front layer, give it the size it needs, then click your camera, drag it to where you need it. There we go. I think that's better. So now look at that. We got our little Among Us figure that shows us. That's too big. So there. So look at that. I'm now the astronaut figure. You can see my face while I play. It kind of gives people a little bit of a laugh. So now, if you notice on my screen here, I like to have a left and a right view. Main reason being is because I want to make it so that, say I got something to show over on the left side here, I can just move my figure to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in-game right. Okay, so now we're going to have to do this process over, but we can go to the in-game left here. We're going to just copy everything. Alright, copy. And then we go to in-game right. We're going to, I guess we can eliminate our camera because we're copying our camera too. Delete. We're going to paste as new sources. Okay, so it kind of got flopped around backwards. It's fine. Because anyway, what we're going to do is for our figure, we're going to give him a flip. So I think there's a way you can flip somehow. Yeah, see, so this button here, so right click on his figure, right click on him, then this button here, click that, and there he goes. Now he's backwards. So it makes it like I just flip sides. Okay, it's like I'm looking at you from another angle. It's like rather than me looking at you like this, I'm looking at you like this. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're going to take our second guy, do the same thing, drag him over to the side. All right, but we also have to make sure he's on top and not on the bottom. Desktop on the bottom. There we go. So our next guy, right click on him, do our flip, and now we got the proper order. Next up, we just got to drag my camera, and look at that. Now let's do a little test drive here. Say I'm in a scene. I just need to flip my camera. Okay, all I do, boom. So I'm on opposite sides. Okay, pretty cool, huh? So that's pretty simple, honestly. It's a really simple thing to do. The next scene is something that you won't really be able to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one more scene here that you're not going to see. No, we're going to do it on the pregame here. I'm going to do this. So now you see this right now, but I'm going to go ahead and add a source, the screen capture source, monitor capture, desktop 1. Okay, so now you can see my desktop while we do this. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to add my background. Okay, I want to change this background from the PC simulator, which is this one here. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to add a source. Go to media files, and then I'm going to find my Among Us scene. I'm going to either do this one or else I have another one down here. I think we'll go with this one. Hit open. Alright, next up we go here. And boom, so now our scene is set. Let me flip the desktop so you can see it again. The pain of layering. There we go, so there we go. So now we got my Among Us figure here, or my Among Us setup. Now we gotta take my camera and put it right where I need it. So we could start out, we'll probably put it more, probably there, so it covers up red a little bit. I mean, hey, it's kind of giving the scene Now we could probably go back in here and get rid of the cropping, because I don't need cropping in this scene. There we go. So there we go. So we have our scene set now. We're all set up, ready to go. We got probably a little fuzz around here. It's fine. I mean, I could go in and just edit that. But we have our 3 scenes. We have our home scene. We have our in-game scene, which shows still me in the corner. And then we have our in-game scene on the other side. Then we have our 4th scene, which nothing there, so I'm just leaving that alone. In fact, I could delete that if I wish, but I'm just going to leave it there in case in the future I decide I'm going to make another one. And now we can do, you know what, we could probably do something else here. We could probably do scene 4. We could probably add a source. Let me give you my screen capture again. Alright, so there's my screen, so you can see it. I'm going to add a source, and this time I'm going to do, we're going to do a media file. We could probably put, let's put this one, because I think it had a joke in it. No, it doesn't. It's just a typical, just a little Among Us scene there. Honestly, I think this is a funnier look. But, yeah, let's just delete that. Don't need it. So, I mean, add something to the end if you want, like, a little scene that says, like, I'm going to be right back. It's not needed. I just say, go build your pregame scene. It's like where you're introducing yourself, like, hi, I'm Ian. This is going to be playing Among Us here for a few seconds. Do that if you wish. The in-game, make sure you have probably 2 views. So say like you got something you're showing behind you or something. I kind of do that. And then one other thing I have that I like to do is because I have the Stream Deck XL. I'm going to show you guys this. In Stream Deck, if you've never worked with Stream Deck and you're wanting to work with, let me see, you're wanting to work with scene selecting and stuff, what you can do is you can go to your Stream Deck, open it up, choose your little folder that, like I made folder for everything that I do. This button is primarily just my startup XSplit for me. The Among Us, that's the one we're working on. Basic meetings, that's just a basic layout. PC building simulator, that's the previous layout. But if you look at these ones, you'll see that we have the cameras, the background setup, the desktops, all that stuff. So what we don't have right now is the Among Us layout. So what we can do is we're going to go for the in-game. That's currently set up as being our first scene. I'm going to change that to be pre-game. That's our like pre-game scene, like before we're in this layout. So we choose scene 1 so it knows what it is, and this is going to trigger our scene. So to test it, we just hit this button. Oh, booyah, it works. So pretty cool. Next we're going to go do our second scene, which is which says opening right now, but we're going to change that. That's going to be we select the second scene, and that is in-game left. I like to just put L. Okay, so this is going to trigger our second scene. Uh-oh. Shoot. That was wrong. Pre-game. I didn't select the second one. Okay, there we go. Select this one. Alright. In-game L. Now, as you see, both of these are lit because that's the scene that's active. So all I have to do is go down here and select the second scene. Now you see it goes dark. That's because we're currently on scene 1. So now I'm going to hit the button. What happened? Yay, we're on the second scene. Good. Alright, so if you notice, these were already set up here, so I forgot to tell you how do you get these scenes on here. What you do is go here to go down the list to where it says XSplit Broadcaster, find scene, and drag that on. So I'm going to delete this one. Okay, I'm going to drag scene, put it on. Now it says it's blank. We do in game R. Okay, then go to scene, That's going to be our scene number 3, not scene 4. So scene 3. Alright. And then we can also choose, do we want it to be lit or do we not want it to be lit? We don't want it being lit because it helps us identify which scene is active. Alright, now we do our test. Booyah, we're set. So, next thing I'd like to do is say I just need to disappear in general. Like, that could actually be my 4th scene where no camera. To say no camera, and then there won't be a camera shown. So in the chances, I just leave for a second. It could be no camera, and then have a message appear that says be right back. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our pregame scene here, and we only have 3 sources. We have the desktop, which honestly that's going to be going away. We have the camera and the overlay, which is the thing that says Among Us. So we're going to go to this row. If we have a fortunate things, then I'll just make a folder there to where it opens that folder, which is easy to make a folder. Right click and create folder. Honestly, all we have to do, we go to source, paste that, and in title we say camera, and it's in scene 1, and then we gotta hit the drop down, 1080p Pro Stream. Okay, we go to the next one, hit source. This is the background. So if I want to get rid of that background for a reason, scene 1, desktop, or not desktop 1, C file. Alright. Now, if I hit the button, background's gone. Now camera's gone. Alright. So, display here. Camera gone. Background gone. Okay. Next up, the in-game left scene. Hold on, I got a buddy calling here. Let me just answer this real fast. Yeah, bud.
I noticed you were watching.
Yeah, this is teaching how to set up a scene I'm going to be giving to you.
Well, guess what? I just posted.
I know it's going to be saved. It's going to be saved to the video.
I called to ask
I was going to play Among Us for a bit. Yeah, get Among Us on Facebook, on your what do you call it? On Steam. Get Among Us on Steam, and you can live stream it yourself. Through your phone?
For now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could eventually live stream it. Alright, well let me finish this video first, and I'll let you know. Alright, bye. Alright, sorry about that. That was the little buddy that this video is being made for. So, next up we're going to work on the in-game left scene here. So, I'm going to add my overlay. We're going to add my camera first. I always prefer to have the camera in the first line. So, source. Actually, because this stuff's going to be carried over, we can just hit camera, right-click, copy it, and then we can paste it. But this is still going to affect the camera in the first scene, so what you have to make sure you do is go through, choose your scene, make sure you choose scene 2 instead of scene 1, and then make sure you choose your camera. Okay? So you could pretty much do that, but, I mean, you just saw it kind of jacked up. Next up is the figure, I'd say. Let's, figure, okay. We'll go for scene 2. And we got the figure. We're going to toggle link sources. Huh. Apparently that's not working. Alright, so we're going to have too many sources here, so we can... One thing I could do is I could put, because we're only having the 3 scenes, we could have it sitting here. Or we can have it going here and go to the right. So you know, actually I like that idea. No, I prefer my buttons on top. Honestly, this is just one thing you can do. We'll probably slide this over. It's going to give a gap. And it's just so we can add that one button over here. So figure front. Figure space front. Alright. Let's see if that was the right button there. Hit the button. Yep, that was not. So as you see kind of doing that little bit of a drop. that kind of signals me I need to... Yep, there we go. So figure front is done. Next up we go to the figure back. Source. Title. And scene 2. And character background. Alright. Let's try this. There we go. No figure behind me. So that works. Absolutely no figure. So there we go. And finally, the desktop. So if I just want it to be just me for a second, I need to hide my desktop because something just popped up. So urgently, I need to hide my desktop. We're going to go ahead and add the source of desktop. Okay, scene 2. And the desktop. Okay, so now hit the desktop button. No desktop. Great, just me. So urgent needs, I just have to hide my desktop. Boom, hidden. Okay, so now we go to our last scene. The in-game right. That camera could kind of be moved just a smidge, but let's just copy everything. Because it's all going to be the same. Alright, so the camera, scene 2, change that scene to scene 3. And pro screen, scene 3. This is our top layer. Scene 3. The background. Alright, and finally the desktop. Scene 3, desktop. Alright, let's check that, make sure it all works. So, camera, good. Figure, the front's gone. The back's gone. And the desktop's gone. So now our scenes are all set. Last thing you want to do, so you don't lose this in the future, say you open up another game, I can shut this now, just go to File, Save Presentation, and make sure you save it someplace other than the temporary file, because I noticed my stuff got saved in the temporary file, and I constantly delete my temporary file, so make sure you save it in the right file. I prefer to save it in my videos file, just because, so I'm going to call this Among Us. Alright, and then save it. And we're all set. So now during the game, I can just click my buttons here. Alright, you can honestly click these buttons down here as well. You get a preview down here. I just prefer doing it like this. There's ways, if you buy the package, you can pretty much save the... you can actually see a preview of what's streaming in another way. You could see a preview of all your cameras if you buy the XSplit full package. I just used the free edition right now. So thank you for watching. I'm now getting ready to play Among Us. We should probably go that way. Among Us with my little buddy Cannon. Be sure to subscribe to him as well. It's Cannon Productions, I believe is how he says it. So I'll have a link for him in the description as well. The tools that I used in this video will be added shortly, including the background I have here, along with the figure that was made with the hollowed out front and the back. So stay tuned, just keep watching for that. Hopefully it goes soon. But thanks for watching. I got a game to play.